What's up, you guys? Saj the Boss here, and today I just got out of seeing Quantummiania, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantummiania to be exact. Today happens to be my non-spoiler review of this brand new Marvel movie. So, you know me, I'm a huge MCU guy. I love all the MCU movies. This one's no different. I'm excited to tell you about the film and what I think about the film. So today it's non-spoilers, there'll be no spoilers at all. And tomorrow will be a spoiler look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantummiania. So, without further ado, let's begin our dive into the quantum realm. Okay, guys, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantummiania was amazing. I gotta say, it was a really good movie. I thought it was good. It wasn't great as all the MCU movies that we know and love, but it was still a fun adventure. But before I say anything further about the film, like I say, going into this movie, I was very excited. I was very excited to see this really a nice adventure because the trailers look really good, and I know I'm a Marvel guy. I love the Ant-Man films, so I thought no different. This would be a fun one, and it was a fun one, but it was a different take on a fun Marvel movie. And I gotta say that in the video. So there is that. Okay, guys, so the plot of this movie is very simple. So it follows Scott Lang after the whole events and ordeal after Endgame, how he's rebuilding himself and feels like he's welcoming back himself to this amazing world of Earth that he grew to love again after he lost 5 years of his life and 5 years with Cassie. So it's pretty much him rebuilding himself and finally finding time for where they picked up with Hope and it felt like where Hank is, and it's really well done and how they did that. So I don't want to get into detail of that. We'll talk more on that in spoilers, but the whole plot is that, and then the whole major plot is them going to the quantum realm because I don't know if I can really say this on camera, but blah 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 created blah 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 that led them blah 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 inside the quantum realm. So I can't give any spoilers to that aspect. So I said blah blah blah. But until you see the spoiler video, you will see the blah 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 what actually makes sense. So that's pretty much what I can say about the plot with no spoilers. Also, guys, the whole movie is spent down in the quantum realm. So it was a beautiful journey. I don't know if it was a spoiler, but I just want to keep it a secret how they got there in the first place, because I think it's a spoiler because it's not really discussed in the theaters. Not the theaters, the trailers. I mean, so it's not really disclosed in the trailers and how they got there. So I wanted to give it a nice, humble thing. So I'm gonna give a whole recap of the whole thing to make sense to everybody. Yeah, the plot is very simple. So, guys, let's talk about the characters really fast. Let's break them down. Ant-Man welcoming himself back to Earth. Really nice portrayal by Paul Rudd. Amazing actor. I gotta say, amazing guy. I love his work. Super funny. This one, he was a little bit lighter on the comedy, but not too much lightness. It was light, but it was pretty tiny amounts of lightness to the character. Next up is Hope. She became a blah 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 again. I can't really give it away what she's doing now in her life, but she's still invested in science, and she is just amazing on everything that she does. Everything she does. So she's a really good standout in the movie. She really blends in, but I don't think she gave her enough screen time as I wanted for the character. But there's not a lot of screen time for her. Another character I can't mention until spoilers, but there's one character I have to mention is Cassie Lang herself, a recasted actress. Amazing actress. I absolutely loved every single thing she has done with the role. I am very proud of this character, and I love how she really grew up in this film. We got to see a newer take on the Cassie character, and I won't give too much away about her. Another character is Hank Pym himself. You know me, I'm a sucker for Hank Pym. I love Hank Pym. I really like that guy. He's an amazing genius at science. I want to give away what he created, so another blah blah blah. I'm not going to spoil what he created, but it was something really cool he created. I can't really talk to you about it, but I think it's just a really amazing thing that he did. And I thought the whole character growth for him was really nice, really really organic. I wish they gave him a little bit more to do than what was given. Next up, guys, is Janet and Hope. Janet or Jane? Jane's character was amazing. I absolutely love her character. I really think she was beautifully well done, and I think they gave her a nice room to it. But I wish there was something more explained throughout the film. That is a weird subplot that I can't really spoil right now, so another blah 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 segment, because I don't want to ramble too much on my knowledge on what happened. So I want some insight on that. Okay, so that's all myself rambling about all the characters. So now let's go on to things I absolutely enjoyed about this film. Well, there's a lot of things I really enjoyed about this film. One, this movie actually felt like a Rick and Morty Star Wars adventure, directed by James Gunn and Seth Rogen, the guy who did Rick and Morty. So it really reminds me of that aspect. So there's a mashup between those. If you see my Avatar video, it kind of mentions like a love child of a love child. It's kind of like that with my love of Marvel, had a baby with Star Wars, and had a baby and produced a son, which is Rick and Morty. So they're twins. And they created this wacky, zany adventure, and it really felt like something James Gunn would have done himself. I know, it felt like really weird not including James Gunn in this whole movie, because I really felt like something James Gunn will create in his mind and move forward with it, or Franco Waititi too. Taika Waititi as well is another one of his wonderful zany ideas. So it really reminds me of those guys. So that's something I really enjoyed about the movie, because it gave me atmospheres of three of my favorite actors and directors. So it really just gave me a lot of hope for the MCU when I said that. So another thing I liked is the whole I forgot about one character really fast. I forgot to mention Kang the Conqueror. I was saving for this. He's one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. Kang the Conqueror, guys. I know he's a character. I forgot to put him in my character segment. But Kang the Conqueror has to be something I really enjoyed about this movie, and I absolutely love the portrayal of the character, from He What He Remains and Loki to Kang the Conqueror. And it really did bring up some of the comic book stuff, so I can't watch variant comics when I have time to see what's next with the whole Kang Dynasty. So I'm just really excited to see more of that. But his character is really cool. I can't wait to see what's next with the character. I can't wait for the Marvel Legends figure. But I think he's just amazing. I think it's just a really nice villain that we needed. I just really think he's a villain that is going to grow to us almost like Thanos did. I think this villain would has some big shoes to fill, but I think he's taking small steps at a time to fill that role for us. So that's what I can say about Kang the Conqueror. Okay, lastly guys, let's talk about things I did not like about the movie. First of all, this movie felt way too slow for a Marvel movie. You know how Marvel movies supposed to have like this little slower pace, but then have like this faster pace towards the end? It had that formula, but it felt slowed down. You know, you just kind of slowed down and just watch like golf or something. It kind of felt like that, because I know it's the first chapter of a movie. I know it's supposed to be slow and fulfill. It was the first chapter of a saga, so it's supposed to be like filled with like knowledge and things to get us set up for this. It did. It was a nice origin story, but I think it just needed a little bit more gasoline to light the tank to make this movie a little bit more efficient and really well done. Another thing is, I wish they made this a little bit longer to add more of Janet's backstory, because I know we have Jane's backstory a little bit in this film, but I really wanted more without rambling on too much. But I just really want something more about her in the movie, so I don't want to spoil that at all, but I want some more backstories explained and different things and different subplots and the whole ordeal. I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more insight on a teeny bit, a couple things, but I digress. So I know I might be a little biased when I said this one. I don't know. I like the whole CGI thing. I know I love CGI, but I might be a little biased when I say this. That I couldn't really see myself enjoying it as much as other Marvel movies. Like, I love CGI in movies, but sometimes it's overpowering, and it doesn't it just doesn't really feel immersive. Like, it does feel immersive, but it does not feel like the same like formula as we once had in classical movies. So I know I'm a little bit biased about saying it, but I think the technology and CGI these days are just amazing. So I know it's a little bit of a bias understatement here about CGI, but I thought the CGI was a little bit wonky at times, but I thought it was pretty good. It took my brain a little bit to process. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not watching Rick and Morty, I'm watching a Marvel movie. So there's that, if you wanted to fulfill your knowledge in your noggin a little bit more on the whole ordeal of this whole film. Okay, guys, so that's all the things I didn't like about the film, just those major gripes. But the only thing I wish this movie would have had was more screen time. That's my final gripe. So, regardless, guys, I think highly recommend Ant-Man and the Wasp Quntummiania to you guys, or Quantumania. I really recommend it to you guys of all Marvel fans and different fans of Ant-Man, if you're really a fan of Kang the Conqueror. I think you guys will really enjoy this movie, and I think it's a fun ride for any Marvel fan, and a fun one to see in the theaters. I really think your whole family would really enjoy this. It's a nice one for a rainy afternoon. This might be a nice one to watch at Disney Plus, but I think it's a really nice film. A really nice film, guys. So, with all that being said, I give this movie a 7.5 rating. So close to being an 8, but they had the 8, a couple things in there. It would be a solid 8.5 or 9, if they included the stuff I listed, suggested. So stay tuned in the spoiler videos, this so I can fill in the gaps, the different things they missed. But this one, the story felt really organic, and it felt on par to the timeline. And I just can't wait to see what's next in the MCU. And the post-credit scenes were really nice and very enjoyable, and I can't wait to see what will happen next. I have an idea, so stay tuned for the spoiler video. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you guys think of Ant-Man and the Wasp Quntummiania. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later in the quantum realm to see you guys for the spoilers. Thank you guys. Sit back, and I'll post one tomorrow, and I'll show you guys the spoilers for Quantummiania. So thank you, and have a good night.